Okay, class, we are going to be starting in on lesson 1 today. It is on page 388 in your books. I need you to make sure that you are finding that page and following along with me as I go through the lesson. I have assigned certain pages on each day, so make sure you are keeping track with what you are responsible for doing. Okay, we again are on page, what was that? I think everybody's paying attention right now because we don't have anybody to interrupt me. It's page 388. It's called Workers and Consumers. And little do you know, many of you right now are already consumers. So we're going to find out what those words mean. And anytime we get to a vocabulary word, I am going to be holding it up at the screen, and I am going to be asking you then to be filling them out in your notebook or on a piece of paper if you don't have your notebook with you at home, because you're going to need to know your vocabulary words to help you with worksheets and the test coming up. It says, in a community, some people grow or make products to sell. A product is a good. Anytime you see a word, make sure you're writing it down. Other workers provide services such as haircuts and car washes. So think about that for a second. You could be finding products constantly. Have you bought a video game? It's a product. A piece of food? It's a product. Pretty cool. People work together. Do you think anybody wants to read for me? Henry? You always do. What do you think? Oh, I know. I'll read. Awesome. I'm so glad I got a volunteer. It says, think about how busy you would be if you had to make all the things you use every day. So think about that. If you had to make everything that you use all the time, you would be super busy. You would have to grow your own vegetables. If you wanted meat, eggs, and milk, you'd have to raise the animals, so you'd all have to have little farms in your backyards to get everything. Early settlers had to make much of what they used, but as towns grew, people were able to share the work with others in their communities, which would be a lot of help if you have to do all that stuff. People need to depend on producers. So we can't make everything ourselves. We need to depend on somebody else to do it for us. They are called producers. People in a community depend on producers for goods and services. A producer is someone who makes a product or provides a service. Oscar Weisenborn learned how to use graphite and clay to make pencils. In 1889, he began making pencils in his home in New Jersey. Think about that. What would you have done if you didn't have a pencil? At that time, most pencils were made in other countries. People began buying Weisenberg's pencils. Weisenborn hired more people. He moved his business into a larger building. That's always a good sign if you need more space in your building for work. Okay? Oscar Weisenborn was an entrepreneur. That's a really big word, entrepreneur. And that is the same as with the lemonade stand. An entrepreneur is a person who starts and runs a business. Entrepreneurs provide goods or services and create jobs for workers. I'm turning the page. Make sure you are on page 390 if you are paying attention. People need to buy these things then that the producers are making. A person who buys a product or service is called a consumer. You are consumers all the time. Consumers buy pencils in all sizes, shapes, and colors. Students buy pencils for school. You probably went with your parents to buy all of your school supplies. Some artists buy colored pencils to use for drawing. Other consumers buy pencils to write at home or at work. Producers are always trying to make new and better cars, computers, televisions, toys, cereals, and other products. As a result, consumers have more products to choose from all the time. If you think about now, we have so many options out there. You might not be able to go to a store right now because most of them are closed, but when they were all open, you could take your pick on where you wanted to go to buy groceries, to buy clothes, and all kinds of other things that you get on a regular basis. You didn't have only one option, which is pretty cool that we have so many choices. Okay, we're going to stop there for today on this video, and you are going to have some questions on Google Classroom that you're going to have to fill out, so make sure you are finding those. Thanks for watching.